But it's too late now. I remember you and me, and how careless we could be.
All day and all night, we'd stay up, it felt so right. We were so young, we were so dumb. We would get drunk and then hook up. We were okay, we were alright, staying awake till the sunrise. We were in love, couldn't stop us, like a good drug, never enough.
We'd hook up in my car, driving so far, play your guitar, you'd show me your art, let down.
Okay, so hello everyone, and welcome to another chess video. And as first of all, thank you everyone for supporting the channel. We have hit the subscriber goal of the last video, which was 110, and also I saw many of audience supporting, which I was unexpecting them. And for the next video, we are looking up for the principles of the end game, and in this video we are going to study about the principles of the middle game. In the first video we studied about the principle of the opening. Now just for the revision, I'll just call out some principles. First, control the center, then develop your minor pieces. Sorry, just give me 1 second. Okay, let's start here. We simply develop the minor pieces after controlling the center, and let's assume we both play the same principles. Here after development of the minor pieces, always remember to make sure that your king is safe. And what is the move for the king safety? It is the castling move. Okay, so here after the castling, it begins to the middle game. Now this is a complete completion of the opening, and we have concluded opening and we have shifted to the middle game. Now there are some important factors you should always remember while playing the middle game. And first of all, I just want you to know that learning middle game from the starting is the wrong idea. First, you should be always learning for the principles of the opening, which we have learned already in the last video. And after this, we are going to learn about the middle game principles. Now, what are the middle game principles? There are some key rules, or we can say the key notes you should always follow to enhance your middle game and to shift your game towards the end game. And why end game is important? If you are traveling for a certain period, you should always know the location that where you are going exactly. So if you don't know the address, then you will be simply traveling only. So always remember, you should always try to study the end game first in order to increase your middle game power. Now in this situation, the both of the bishops are means properly arranged, means that they are developed properly. This knight is been pinned, and each and every minor piece has been developed now on the both sides. Now here starts the middle game. Now always remember that king safety is the important. Now here let's assume, what if we just pull out our queen and he just made a random move like this, and after this we start attacking this side like this. Okay, we exchanged the pieces, and now he castled on the king side. After we castled on the long side, he castled on the short side. So this is a wrong move. Why wrong move? Because the king is totally exposed. The king is having the open file. What was the last video we learned about is the king safety should be prioritized first. So this is the wrong way. If you castle on this side, this is open file which is been easy to attack. Like if we push the pawns, we create a pawn from, we eventually bring the queen and start the attacks here. Okay, so the king safety is the main factor. Now let's go back to the game where we will simply castle on the side. Okay, so first is never castle on the attacking side. Like suppose if the white is attacking this side, black should not castle here. Now the both the side castled has been on the equal side, so it is a no problem, no issues. And now the next is the piece activity. Now here the pieces are active completely, but this is the pinned, and if he moves the queen here, he will simply capture, and what will happen next? The same thing will happen. Black is inviting the white to attack. So what is the correct move here? Here to push out the bishop. If he takes, we will simply capture with the queen. Okay, and after this the king safety procedure is complete. Then the piece activity. The piece activity is so let's assume that the knight is here on this rim. As we studied in the last video, the knights on rims are the dims. Okay, now this is the knight. When it comes here, it becomes a donkey because it is having none of use. As much as you push the knight towards the center, it is the most beneficial knight. Like if suppose the knight is here, let's assume he moves it here, we exchange out the bishops and we exchange out the knights. Okay, now here after coming up a knight here, this is not a knight again, this is an octopus. Why octopus? The octopus is having 8 heads. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. He's controlling literally 8 squares on the middle of the board. So this is the most active piece we can say in the middle game, the knight, sorry, the octopus. Okay, so this is the main motto to understand that what is the piece activity. This is the piece activity. The more likely you try to keep the pieces in the center and the bishops in the long diagonals, it is the more beneficial. Like let's suppose the bishop is here, he is sniping here on the king side, even though he is settling here, but eventually he is capturing a long diagonal. So here this is the knight's strongest piece on the board. Okay, this is the second principle. And let's see what is the next principle. The next principle is always remember the pawn structure. Now many of the players have been comfortable in the London system or the Caro-Kann, where the pawns are being arranged properly, or we can say the pawns are being controlled. Let's I'll just rub the board. Okay. Okay, now let's see, we'll flip the board. Let's see if he plays e4, we'll simply make this move c6. Then suppose he pushes this pawn, we will develop this pawn. If he goes here, we bring out the bishop, we front, and then after this move, whatever the black plays, we will push this pawn, because we have to fetch out the bishop, like we have to remove the bishop here after capture. Okay, now you can see this is the proper chain, I can say, and this is a very strong chain, and somewhat like this. If I flip the board, let's see about the London system, or the, you can say, queen accelerated pawn. Okay, we bring out the bishop, we push this pawn, we bring out this bishop here, we bring out 2 knights. See how beautiful it looks. This is the proper, I can say, the proper structure. This is a pyramid which white makes here and tries to attack on this side. If the black king castles here, he's gone. Like let's assume that he is playing the king's Indian defense. So first or Pierre's defense, first d6, okay. Now here in this situation, black is a bit defensive player and we are aggressive player, we are attacking player. So what we will do, we will create a pawn storm here. We'll push up the pawns, we will castle on the long side, we will connect up the rooks here like this, and we can simply give an attack. Now see how the bishop is attacking the diagonals. Now even if you attack this side with the pawns, if you try to expose the king, this has been controlling the proper attack, the proper sniper. Okay, so this is the planning for the middle game. I'll just reset the board. Now the third is, you should always look for the tacticals. Now what are the tacticals? Let's see, if we play e4 e5 like this, and if he goes like this, we bring it out here. Now here in this situation, this is known as the fried liver attack. Slowly we are going to learn each and everything. Now here there is the dual attack, 1 and 2. Okay, so after this, let's assume he plays move this. Now this is the fork. Now if you don't know what is fork, what is pin, skewer, discover attack, zugzwang, whatever, I'll make a special video for that, which is a tactical video. And after this we will be completing the end game. Then we will complete the a proper part of a opening, proper part of a principles, middle game, opening, and the end game. And after on we will go for the tactics, and we will just look for the new concept. One opening we will take later on. And just you comment down that if you are comfortable with English, or should I make the videos in the Hindi. I'll start that also, or even the Marathi. Actually I'm a Marathi person, so we can get on the things, like we can make the videos in Marathi also. Okay, now let's assume he moves out the queen here, and we can simply capture the rook. And one more thing I want to tell you, that lots of the player I have seen, like after moving some certain pieces, they overload their pieces. They bring their queen here. If it attacks here like this, they will go back. Then after development of the minor pieces, they will simply move out their queen. And what happens here, the opponent is overloading his queen, like he is moving the queen only, and which is the disadvantage for the opening. Black is ahead in the development of the pieces, like he can castle here like this, and simply he can start attack. So here I want you to focus that don't move a single piece again and again, and don't try to trade pieces without any reason. Like let's suppose here become like this. Okay, now here this is an Italian game, and after this it is not compulsion to attack this bishop. No, you can retreat it, and eventually if he attacks this, you can capture with the pawn, and you will get a beautiful open file here. So you can't castle on the long side. Okay, it is not forcefully to exchange it. Like let's suppose we capture this. Sorry, we capture this, and what happens here? He captures with the pawn. After on, he castles, and he will get a open file for his rook. And after on, he can push like this. You can't get this control also. What I told you, the center is the most powerful thing you should always have to control. Okay, so here the rules are: first rule, always prefer for the king safety, never castle on the attacking side. Second is the piece activity, develop your knights towards the centers. Then third is the pawn structure, always remember to keep the pawns connected, don't keep the pawns isolated. Now what is the isolated pawns? The pawn which is alone, like let's suppose this is the pawn. So this is the isolated pawn which has no neighbors in surrounding. Third is always look for the tactical ideas. We can say fork, we can say pin. Okay, now here don't trade the pieces without any reason, and always remember to get a proper exchange. Now what is the proper exchange? Giving up two minor pieces for the single rook is the bad thing, which is the wrong. Why? Because you are giving 6 points to gain 5 points, and one bishop and one knight is more stronger than a single rook. This is the most important exchange you should follow, and always have a plan, proper plan to attack on the king side, or we can say the attacking perspective, and remember to attack on the castle side as soon as possible. Now the one more thing I want to tell you is space and the mobility. If you are a player who loves the open games, now what is the open games? After the trading of the pieces, after the capturings of the pieces, we can say the open game, like there are no congested things. Like if suppose I make a, just give me 1 second, I'll set up the position for you. And here in this situation, what happens? Black is added in the development, and this is a congested game, I can say. This is the middle game where there are some tacticals, or we can say there are some exchanges. After that, we will develop the game. And if you want the open game, there are a certain things you should follow, that there are less pieces, we can say the minor pieces and the major pieces are there, and the game is properly open. This is a kind of not the likely to say that closed games. The closed games are very complex, where we simply make a waiting moves and we gain an advantage after the capturing piece, or we wait for the opponent to blunder. Okay, so these are the principles of the middle game. Hope you like the video, and thanks for the support. And for this video, we will keep a target of 5 subscribers and 40 likes. Okay, I know it will happen, and thanks for watching. I'll see you on the other side, and we will be developing our videos soon. I am not in the editing section still, but still thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.